All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another system test. You can tell I've got more space. The phone's actually able to be put back. But, alrighty. So, yeah. This is a special test. Some of you may have noticed we have hit a certain milestone. I have reached over 500 subscribers, and I hope I can look back at this video in 2 and 3 years and say, rookie numbers. Y'all make that happen. Smash the subscribe button, like this video. I couldn't believe I woke up one morning and saw that I had 490 subscribers, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're almost there. And then I woke up another couple weeks later and we had 503 subscribers. For those of you who have been here in the beginning, thank you. You guys mean the world to me. For those of you who are new, also thank you. Stick around for what's to come. Let's play a little game. If you've been here forever, put something down in the comments. What your favorite video was. Even if it's taken down. There are some that have been removed. If you're new, put your favorite alarm, pull station, system, whatever you want. Regardless, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys for being here. This is amazing. So, in this video, we're going to go do an entire system test. We're going to put it in an audible walk test. And we're going to go over how I started getting in the fire alarms, what my first alarms were, as well as a tour of the networking stuff you guys don't normally get to see. So this will be a little bit of a longer video. Usually they're about 10-15 minutes. This one's gonna be a bit longer, so stick around to the end to see the networking stuff, how the server works, and all that fun stuff. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we do a walkthrough. This is the MS9200 UDLS. This is my main fire alarm control panel. It is an addressable control panel with, I want to say it's like 195 zones. I forget the amount of devices that can be on it. This is my notifier dual monitor module. Don't remember the exact model of it. I don't know why I bought a dual, but I did. This isn't a device. This is just, I need to find the 2 screws. It's driving me nuts, but this is just a junction box for the SLC loop. This is a rare alarm. This is a BG12SL. I'll explain a little bit more about this later. This is my newest detector. This is a System Sensor SD365 addressable photoelectric smoke detector. This is my System Sensor 3rd Gen remote strobe. I don't remember the model off the top of my head. This is some weird generic, not the brand generic, just a generic emergency light. This is my Midland WR120EZ, and it is wired up into the fire alarm panel through the dual monitor module. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this test. We're gonna go hit mode, programming mode. My password is not the default, so that is why I cover it. We scroll down into walk test. We want audible so that the strobe and the little sounder thingy that's wired up in here will work. And we're gonna go into 2 for view summary. So it wants us to go ahead and test the smoke detector. Now I thought about just using the magnet, but in order to keep things a bit more interesting, we will be doing an actual burn. So I've just got some paper towel here. This is when I say don't try this at home. You can cause a fire. I have a fire extinguisher not too far away from me, and I know how to use it. So we're gonna wrap this tightly so it doesn't just burn really quick. I'm gonna light the end of this off. Let it sit for a couple of seconds, blow it out, and we'll smoke the detector out. It should go off probably with the next 1 or 2 pulls, I'd say, probably. There it goes. This has pre-alarm. But it's probably gonna trip instant because it's, you know. And we'll do a not walk test, so the strobe will continue to flash. So once let's go ahead and do the pull station. We'll just go ahead and pull down. This is single action. That's what the S means. And now, once it's activate the weather radio. So for that, we'll go into menu. And then we'll scroll to alert test and hit select. You can see the monitor module clicks active. Well, it won't now because it's already been tested. So panel just came up and said all points tested, which means we can do a reset. So got to unlock this. And since I use real smoke, we'll air the detector out. My panel is bugged out now. That was weird. So we just went ahead and did a reset. We'll go ahead and activate all this stuff for real. I'm gonna start with the weather radio so you guys can get the pre-alarm, because the weather radio has like a, I forget what my pre-alarm timer is. I want to say it's 15 seconds. So you'll hear the weather radio go off, and you'll hear the panel go, it'll beep like constant, because it's set as a fire zone. I don't like that, but that's how I have to do it for now to get the panel to initiate the devices I want through zone, and to report the right way. It has to go off as fire because it's set as a custom zone that I set up with not PS Tools, which is how you can either program these on the device themselves, or you can use a computer. There's a USB cable connection you can run, and you can set up custom zones and stuff. So that's what I did. I ran a custom zone. I think it's labeled as, we'll see it in a minute. I think it's labeled as W/X alarm. I forget exactly what it's set as. We'll see that. So we'll go ahead and activate that now. So we'll go into the same menu we did. Whoops. Hit menu. Scroll to alert test. And here we go. So you can hear the panel's beeping. It's WX alert is what it's called. But it's actually not an alarm yet. The panel's only alarming. The buzzer that goes off isn't yet. It'll go off in a second though. I don't know why I took that out. Apparently it's like 25 seconds because it's still in pre-alarm. Or the buzzer came undone, one of the two. It should be going off by now. Yeah, something's wrong. Not sure what happened there. I know the pre-alarm is not that long, but whatever. You know what? It isn't working because it didn't go off for the fire either. That's really weird. And it was set as audible. Whatever. So, we'll go ahead and do the pull station, which will re-alarm it. And then you can see the strobe goes off for that. Where did I put my paper towel at? Oh, that song's stuck in my head. Anyone listen to the new 21 Pilots album, Clancy? That album's great. Where'd my lighter go? Where did I put my freaking lighter at? Oh, it's up here. Okay. I lost it. wanted to there. Oh, that might have just been a repull. Should go off in just a second. I'm out of smoke now. That'll do it, definitely. Load the smoke on that. Bruh, what the frick? There it goes. Thank you. So, that's all my alarms that I've got. Actually, it's not. I didn't realize. I've got that system sensor mass 88, but I don't want to have to wire it because I don't have the right trim plate for it. So I can't really set it up right because I don't have the right plate for it. Reset that. So yeah, I kind of can't. However, let's talk about my first alarm. So, I don't know what year it would have been. I was young. I was like 4, maybe 6. And I asked for a fire alarm for my birthday. And that was when I got interested in it. I think I started watching washing machines draining. I think I was watching NJ Moo and New Age Server Alarm. I want to say was like one of the very first people. His old simplex, mechanical horns. Those were who I started watching. Then transitioned into like SER Safety, Exosign 250. Those people. My first alarm is rare, and I didn't know that, and I kind of abused it, being my first alarm, unfortunately. But I got it restored. I'll explain what happened. My first alarm was a BG12 SL, new in box. Try to find one on Amazon. That's where my mom got it from. It got abused, and basically, actually, I might still have it. It got, like, absolutely destroyed. You see that I colored on it. I put a freaking sticker here. I had to rip the lock out of it at one point. It just got trashed. Well, the same guy that gave me that I need you to... Englishing is hard. That I need 200, as well as a bunch of other stuff, which I will reveal in another video when I get it working. It's a very big surprise, and you guys aren't going to expect it. Very few people know about it. Gave me a BG12L, which is the basic stripped version of every BG12 ever made in existence. It basically is a dual action hex lock reset. They kind of suck. Well, the nice thing about the BG12 series happens to be the fact that they're all the same design. So what I did was, because I have an adjustable system, I bought an adjustable module and just put it in there. So now we got that problem solved. It'll work with this system. But you might have noticed this is an SL. It's single action. It just says pull down. It doesn't say push in, pull down. Well, what I did was took the door off, because they just lift off. Took the door off. Took the single action plate from the other door that I just showed you. And you can rock these out and down, and then you can pull the spring out. Now, I don't want to because it's kind of a pain to get back in. But yeah, I pulled the spring out, pulled the door out. Or pulled the door out, pulled the action mechanism down, and pulled the spring out. Put it in the brand new faceplate. to the BG12L, or the BG12. Then, I didn't have a Firelight key at the time. I was actually using a Simplex B key to operate this system. And it didn't work in the pull station very well, so I left it as hex. But, when I finally got around to buying my Firelight key, I went ahead and pulled the lock out of the BG12 also. Or the BG12 SL, the old one, and put it in here. So I basically fully restored it because it's a Firelight, so it's not any of the other brands. Because you can find the Silent Night variants everywhere, but it wasn't my first alarm. I had a Firelight BG12 SL, and I've got it back. So that was my first pull station, first alarm. My first alarm, like real alarm, you guys have actually seen on the channel. It's the wheel lock HSR. I was thinking system sensor. The HSR, the horn strobe, the one that the horn's broken in, that's now just a remote strobe. That was my first fire alarm. And then I got this one from the same guy that gave me the panel a long time, like 2 years ago. And then that's when I also got, for my birthday recently, my newest alarm was the system sensor mass. And I got it new in box. I don't know where it went. It's probably one of these boxes down here. So the mass is my newest alarm. I only have 2 pull stations. I'm not sure where the other one is. It's the T-bar. You guys have seen it on the channel a couple of times. And you get a lock for it. But yeah, so those were my alarms. Yeah, let's give you guys a little sneak peek of the back of the system, as you guys don't get to see that very often. So I gotta get the key to unlock the back of the board. Yeah. There we go. So this is the back of the system. It's nothing crazy or anything. This is the power supply that I'm not using anymore. Ever since I think I blew up the freaking battery terminals. But normally this would go through this thing here, and it would go into the battery. But I left it there because it's 24 volts. So yeah, this is okay. So this is our grounding wire. This gray wire. This green is grounding to the pull station box. This green is grounding to the box for the where the dual monitor module is. The NAC box isn't grounded yet. I still haven't gotten around to doing that. This is to, where is this going? Because I was too lazy. I didn't want to drill the back of the board. This is to the smoke detector. I haven't labeled any of this stuff yet. I need to. This is the junction box. Yep. So that's the junction box ground. That's the ground for the thing. So this is from the junction box to the smoke detector. This is from the junction box to the dual monitor module. That's the ground to that. This is the SLC to, actually, what is that going to? Yeah, this is the SLC to the junction box. This is the NAC, the strobe, and then this right here is as the junction box out to the pull station. That's what it is. Still haven't gotten around to labeling those with the label maker just yet. So now for the server and networking portion. This is when I'm. So this is a printer. It's not really set up and doing anything. So this is the TP-Link Wi-Fi extender. This is connected to the Starlink we have upstairs. So that's how I'm getting the Ethernet down here. This Cat6 cable, which I must have to say that I made this cable, goes into this Netgear REX 70 router. It's a tri-band router. It's freaking beast. It does, I think, Wi-Fi 5E or 6E, I mean. So that's the Wi-Fi extender is giving the WAN to that. This green cord goes to the ATA. This is what's responsible for calling out through our group's phone system. This is what's responsible for dialing out to Protostar, or excuse me, I'm going to rephrase that, to AlarmLink, and then backup is Protostar if it fails in the primary. It'll try over there. The yellow is to the server, and I need to get another 2 cables for the other internet port on the server, and then the IPMI port, which, if you don't know, is the management. This is the UPS, which I will plug in this again since it came loose. That's the thing that shuts down the server if the power goes out for 5 minutes. That's giving everything battery backup. That needs battery backup. It's also surge protecting my dad's electric drum set, plus the TV and some of the other electronics over there. This is my server. Yeah, I bought it bare bones. I forget what processor is in it. It's a Xeon something. It's an older processor. I only have one, even though it's a dual socket board, and I need to get more RAM. Also have to reinstall the OS because I broke it, unfortunately. So that's the server stuff, the networking stuff. There's nothing too special. I must add that this is also surge protected AF, because our house might be surge protected outside from the first means of disconnect, but it's plugged into this surge protector, and everything's plugged into the UPS, which is also a surge protector. So we're pretty safe. The weather radio is plugged right in the wall, and I guess I just unplugged it on accident. Great, so I get to redo the time on that, I guess. But I won't. So that's kind of the overview. The phone system, I guess I can show you this. So these are just basically Ethernet cables. This is an Ethernet cable. This is actually a Firelight cable. Doesn't say on there though. I do have the ferrite coils on there. This goes over out of the tray there, down that knockout, and well, trying to lock this again before I forget. Balls. Just missed it. There we go. Goes out that knockout into the back of this box. Now this is a little bit backwards from what you normally would do. This is actually an inlet. So this goes, it's all tangled up. I need to manage that stuff better. This goes out from the ATA into that jack, and that provides the panel with a thing. So I could get another ATA and plug it into here, or I could get a, if I had an actual home phone, I could plug it in. It's an inlet, not an output. It just makes it easier to take it out if I need to. Plus, if I want to rip some of these wires out, I can rip this out and disconnect the entire phone system without having to come in here and unplug all of those or whatever. So it just makes it easier to mess around and connect with them. So that's why that's been done that way. This is live. Because I blew up the panel, or I didn't blow up the panel, but I think I blew up the battery terminals. I disconnected it from the mains, and it's connected with this plug into the UPS. That way, if the power goes out, oh God. That is the second time I've done that, guys. The server was not The server was not on battery backup, like it should have been. That's just fantastic. Wow, okay. Fans are going to go to full speed now, and I can't change that because the IPMI is not plugged in. Regardless, that's kind of how everything's set up, how everything works. I might get a comm fault now because I just realized the router also wasn't on that. But, you know, whatever. If I get a comm fault, I'll come clear it. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. I can't